welcome to my channel, Bibbidi Bobbidi Books. My name is Ellie and this is going to be a reading vlog. So I'll probably carry this on over the next couple of weeks or so, just so I get a chance to speak to you about several books because I'm a pretty slow reader. But I am currently reading Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Marillier, and I am really enjoying this one. I am pretty far through. I think I've only got about 150 or so pages left, so I'm hoping that I'll finish this in the next couple of days. But yes, I am very much enjoying this book. This is a retelling. It's a retelling of the Six Swan Brothers fairy tale, so I feel like if you know that that story, then you'll have a good idea of what this book is about. But essentially we're following a young girl called Sora. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm just going by the pronunciation guide in the front of the book. But yes, we follow Sora, and she has 6 older brothers who she is very close to. They've got a beautiful bond and a beautiful sibling dynamic. But right at the beginning of the book, her father, who is a lord, he actually remarries. So he marries this woman, and it's all very unexpected because no one thought that Sora's father would ever get married again, because he was really in love with Sora's mother when she was alive. So when he shows up with this woman who no one knows and no one's seen before and is just completely infatuated with her, it seems very suspicious. And obviously Sora and her brothers don't trust this woman, and rightly so, because it turns out that she is a sorceress. This isn't a spoiler because it's all written on the blurb. But yes, she is a sorceress and she curses Sora's 6 brothers. So basically this story is about Sora trying to break this curse and all of the things that she has to go to in order to make that happen. And it is so whimsical, it's so beautifully written, very ethereal and atmospheric in the world building. I will say it's very slow though, so it's definitely not one for you if you want something that's going to be a page turner and is going to keep you on your toes, because that's definitely not what this book is about. This book is very slow, but as I'm sure you can imagine from the beautiful cover, we've got lots of gorgeous descriptions of the forest, of nature, and this is set in medieval or pre-medieval Ireland. So we get a little bit of politics of kind of the conflict between Ireland and Britain, which is quite interesting. There is magic as well, but it's all very whimsical. We've got fae or fair folk that pop up every now and then. And yes, I am very much enjoying this one. It's very absorbing. It's pretty dark though, as you would expect from a fairy tale. There are some really heavy themes in here, so definitely check out the content warnings. There's a lot of violence. There's also sexual violence. There's one scene in particular towards the beginning of the book that is pretty hard to read. It's quite shocking and very explicit, so definitely be cautious going into this book. But I think that those heavy themes are dealt with quite well in this book. It's certainly not one of those fantasy books where the main character goes through loads of trauma and then is magically fine the next day. Like, that's not the case in this book. We definitely see Sora changed by the things that happen to her. We see the fact that she is having to deal with what she goes through. There's, you know, an exploration of mental health in here. And so I think that those heavier topics are actually dealt with quite well in this book. So yeah, I am really enjoying this one. As I said, I'm hoping to finish it quite soon because I've not got a huge ton left. Not sure what I'll end up picking up next, but I'll probably want something quite different, so I might go for a thriller or something, but we shall see where the mood takes me. But anyway, I am going to pop off now and get stuck into my book, and I guess I will check in with you a little bit later on. Okay, so it's only a little bit later now and I've literally only read a couple of pages since I last spoke to you, but I am literally sat here seething. Like, there's a character in here that I loathe, like I hate him so strongly, and I feel like I've never felt so strongly about a character before in a book. That's a lie, I probably have, but I just think it goes to show what a great writer Juliet Marillier is to make me feel so strongly, because I'm literally sat here fuming. There was also a character in the beginning of the book as well that I literally hated as well. So I don't know, I just feel like the characters are really well written, and it's making me feel things. But anyway, I am going to carry on reading for a little bit longer, but to be honest I should probably go to bed soon because it's getting pretty late, so I will probably check in with you tomorrow. Hello, happy Tuesday. So I have finished work and I've just been sat outside in the sunshine doing a little bit of reading, which has been so lovely because I feel like it's been awful weather recently. So I've been definitely making the most of the sunshine while it lasts. So yes, I've been sat out in the garden and I have now finished my book. So I finished Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Marillier. So I thought I'd better pop on here and let you know my thoughts. So I really enjoyed this book. As I said before, it's very slow, so it's definitely not the right book to pick up if you're feeling a little bit slumpy. But if you're wanting something that's going to be really, really atmospheric and ethereal and whimsical, then this is definitely a good one to choose. I think the world building is probably what I enjoyed most about this book because the setting was just beautiful, and Juliet Marillier's writing is so descriptive and so transporting that you really feel like you're there in the forest, and it does feel like a truly classic fairy tale. So I definitely enjoyed the world building. I enjoyed the magic in here. It's a very soft magic that's very kind of entwined with nature and things. So don't go expecting a hard magic system in here because that's not what you're going to get. But I feel like the type of magic that was in here was quite fitting for the fact that it was a fairy tale. I don't feel like we needed anything more hardcore than that. But you did have to sort of suspend your disbelief a little bit and just accept that there is magic and that, you know, there's this curse and Sora has to do certain things to break this curse. You do sort of just have to roll with it a little bit. So yeah, there's also druids and things. There's also the fair folk or the fae who pop up every now and then, and they felt very otherworldly and very mysterious and very traditional in a sense that the fae would just kind of pop up every now and then just to let the main character know that they're on their path sort of thing, and then they'll just mysteriously disappear again. Another thing that I really enjoyed about this book was the character work. The main character, Sora in particular, she is so determined, so brave and so loyal, and I really enjoyed her character arc throughout the story. I also enjoyed her brothers and the dynamic that they had with Sora. That was really beautifully done. The villains in this book were awful. I hated them all. So I think that just goes to show what a great writer Juliet Marillier is to make me feel so strongly about her characters. In terms of the plot, it's pretty simple. We've basically just got this curse that Sora needs to break. That's the bare bones of the plot, really. Of course, there are, you know, things that get in the way and there's setbacks and things, but for me, I think the main point of the story is watching Sora grow and seeing how she overcomes the obstacles that are thrown at her and how that affects her as a person, how it affects her identity, and really seeing her character development. That was definitely the highlight of the book for me. There is a little bit of a romance in here, but I would say it's not the main focus. It's very much kind of subtly woven in throughout the book, and it's only really until the last perhaps 200 pages or so that it really comes into the forefront of the story. I did enjoy the fact that it was there. I feel like it was really nice to have a romance in there just to lift the story a little bit, because otherwise I feel like it would have been pretty heavy because there's some heavy themes in here, as I mentioned before. So I did like the fact that we had this little bit of romance in there, and I also feel like the romance is a really good tool that Juliet Marillier used to show how Sora was able to heal how she was able to overcome some of the trauma that she goes through, and I feel like it left me feeling quite hopeful by the end of the book, which was really nice. This is actually the first book in a series. I think it's called the Seven Waters series, but personally I feel like you can just read this book on its own. I think it holds up as a standalone fantasy, so don't feel intimidated by how long the series is, because as I say, I think you can read this book on its own if you want to. Also, I think the other books in the series are following different characters anyway. I don't think it's a like direct following on, if that makes sense. I think we're following different generations in the same family. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, I think that you could definitely read this book as a standalone. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts really. I feel like I've been rambling on for a little while, so I am probably going to head off now and finish my cup of tea before it goes cold. But I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I'm probably just going to chill out for this evening because I feel like I need to give my brain a little bit of a rest and let this story settle before I start the next one. But we shall see. I'm craving something a little bit more fast-paced, so maybe a thriller or something, or a graphic novel. Who knows? We shall see, but I will definitely keep you posted and let you know once I decide what my next read is going to be. Hi everyone, so it is Thursday today. I haven't checked in with you for a little while just because I've been really busy with work, situation normal, but I thought I would pop on here and just let you know what I've decided to pick up next. So yesterday I actually started a new book. I started The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. So this is an adult thriller book, so it's going to be very, very different from Daughter of the Forest. I think it's going to be quite the page turner, and I'm really excited to get into this one because it comes really highly rated. I've heard lots of amazing reviews about this thriller book, and I have just been really, really interested to get into the thriller genre. So yeah, this is about a nanny who gets accused of murdering one of the children that she looks after. And yeah, I've heard it's really creepy. I think it's got kind of haunted house vibes, but I don't know a huge amount more than that, but I'll give you a read of the blurb. So it says on the back, when Rowan comes across the advert, it seems too good to be true. A live-in nanny position with an extremely generous salary. What she doesn't know is that she's stepping into a nightmare, one that will end with the child dead and her in a cell awaiting trial for murder. She knows she's made mistakes, but she's not guilty, at least not of murder, which means someone else is. So yeah, I think it sounds really intriguing. I am very, very excited to get sucked into this one. I hope it's not too scary though, because I am a little bit of a wuss, but we shall see. But yeah, I'm only about 20 pages in, so not much has happened. It basically opens with the main character writing these letters to this man called Mr. Wrexham. So basically she's trying to tell him her story to try and convince him that she isn't guilty, in the hopes that he will help with her case, because basically she thinks that her current lawyer doesn't really believe her, isn't really listening to her story, and apparently she made some pretty incriminating statements when the police first arrested her, so her case isn't looking good. But she's hoping that by writing these letters and by telling her story to this Mr. Wrexham man, that he will be able to help her with her trial, essentially. So yeah, it's a really interesting way to start the story. I'm enjoying hearing her voice through the letters, but not a huge ton more has happened than that. Yeah, I'm excited to jump straight back in. The writing's quite addictive, so I feel like this is going to be quite a quick read, which is good. And yeah, I guess I will hop into my book, do a bit of reading, and check in with you when I've got an update. Hello, happy Friday. It's the weekend, woohoo! And I just thought I'd quickly turn the camera on because I've just received a package in the post and it's full of Bookish goodies. So I wanted to show you because I thought you might be interested. So I treated myself to some new candles from a company called Grace and Honey, who I've used a few times. I've had several of their candles because they're honestly amazing. So I treated myself to some new ones. And they've just arrived. So I have got 2 little candles. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. They come in these little jars and they've got quotes on the front from different books, or like theming on the front from different books. So this one says Lord of the Mists on the front. So this is like based on the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. So I got that one because I love that series. And I also got this one, which says "Make me your villain" on the front, which is a quote from Shadow and Bone, another series that I really enjoy. Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. So yeah, I treated myself to this one as well. Some cute little candles. So yeah, as I said before, these smell amazing normally. So this Lord of the Mists one, it says that it's blueberry, violet and jasmine. Sounds good. That one smells great. It smells really fresh. It smells quite like clean washing to me. It's really nice. And they all have like glitter on the top, which is really cute. So this has got like blue glitter on the top there. Love that. And this one just says liquid gold. So I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to smell like. That smells really good. That smells pretty masculine. It smells like a nice man's aftershave, if you know what I mean. I quite like those kinds of smells. It's quite musky. I feel like this one would be a good one for winter if you're wanting something that's going to be quite warming. And this one's got black glitter on the top, which is very cool. So yeah, 2 new little candles. So I'm excited to burn these. So yeah, if you're in the market for a Bookish candle, I highly recommend Grace and Honey. In terms of reading, I did a little bit of reading last night and I have got up to page, let's have a look. I'm up to page 59 of The Turn of the Key and I'm enjoying it. Not a huge ton has happened just yet. As I said before, we started off with the main character writing these letters to a lawyer, I think, sort of asking for his help with her case. And she's basically telling him her story of what happened. So it's gone right back to the beginning. And basically she's been explaining about how she saw this advert for the nannying position and it seemed too good to be true because it was a really amazing salary and everything. So she applied for this job, got an interview, and we've just got up to the bit where she's gone to the house to have the interview. So she's travelled all the way up to Scotland to this really remote house, and we're finding out a little bit more about the house and everything. It's actually a smart home, so it's got loads and loads of technology in place, which is cool, but also a little bit creepy as well because there's all these panels and stuff, so you can like press a panel to turn the lights on, and there's no like keyhole in the front door or anything. You just press a panel. So I can imagine that, you know, that kind of smart tech might become a little bit creepy. But yes, I'm enjoying it so far and I'm excited to get back into it actually. I'm going to have a shower now, get changed into my comfy clothes and maybe sit outside for a little bit because it is actually sunny. Although it's a bit risky because it's been intermittently sunny and really heavy rain today. So I'm not sure if I'm going to risk sitting outside, but at the moment it looks really nice. So maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna go and do some reading and chill out, and I will catch up with you when I've got another update. Yes, time for takeaway. Friday night takeaway. So excited. Hi everyone, so it's Saturday today, it's the weekend and I haven't done a huge amount, to be honest. I've just had a very relaxing weekend. Yesterday my boyfriend and I got takeaway, we got Indian, which was really good, and we just chilled out and we watched Sleepy Hollow on Netflix, which is a series that we're both really enjoying. And then today I've just been doing boring stuff around the house. I've been doing housework and washing and stuff like that, and yeah, so nothing too exciting, but I'm about to settle down and do a bit of reading, and I was about to pop on some background music whilst I was going to read my book, and I thought actually I would turn the camera on and share with you what I'm going to pop on. I actually stumbled across this YouTube channel called Nemo's Dreamscapes, and I've been really enjoying their videos. So they basically do videos where they make the music sound like it's coming from a different room, and I just think that's really unique, and it's really cozy, and I just really enjoy it. So yeah, they call it oldies. They play sort of music from the 1930s 40s sort of era, and as I say, they make it sound as though it's kind of coming from a different room, and they sometimes overlay sort of rain sounds or like the sounds of birds singing, that sort of thing, over the top of it as well, and I just really enjoy it. So I thought I would show you in case you're interested. So if I just kind of show you their channel. As I said, they're called Nemo's Dreamscapes, so this is their channel. And if I scroll through, so this one, for example, says oldies playing in the car and it's raining. Or we've got, what's this one? You've just arrived in Narnia with Lucy through the wardrobe. That one will probably be really cute in the winter time. What else have we got? I want one with rain. This one, oldies playing in another room and it's raining. So if I click on this one, I'm just gonna skip forwards a bit. So it's just like the sort of old music, and it sounds kind of muffled and sounds like it's coming from a different room, and it makes it sound like it's raining outside, and I just think it's so cozy. So I just really enjoy having this on in the background whilst I'm doing my reading. I think what it is it kind of reminds me of like when I was at home sort of living with my family, and when I'd be sort of in my room and I could hear other people around in the house. So I could hear sort of music playing from a different room, or you know, there'd be someone doing the hoovering or something in a different room. It's that kind of vibe, so it just makes me feel like there's other people around, and I don't know, it's just really cozy, and I just enjoy having it on in the background. So yeah, if you're looking for something to pop on whilst you're doing your reading, I would definitely recommend checking out Nemo's Dreamscapes. But anyway, I am going to hop on into my book and do some reading. I have actually read quite a bit, I think, since I last spoke to you. I'm on page 149, so I'm kind of almost halfway, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually finding it difficult to put down, so I'm very excited to jump straight back in, but I will check in with you later and give you a proper update of my thoughts, perhaps a little bit later on today. Hello, so it's a little bit later on now, and I have done a little bit more reading. I'm up to page 162, but I did have to put my book down because I needed to go out to the shop to grab some stuff for tea tonight, which was really annoying because I'm just not wanting to put it down. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Tea is now in the oven, so I thought this would be a good time to pop on here and just have a quick chat, because I think the last time I spoke to you, we'd got up to the bit where Rowan had gone for her interview for the nannying job. So quite a lot has happened since then. So she obviously got the job and she's now moved in, and we've met the children. So she is now having to look after two sort of toddlers or younger children and a baby. There's also two big dogs that she's having to look after, and there's a teenage girl as well, but she is actually at boarding school, so we haven't met her yet. I think she only comes back on the weekends or something. So yeah, she's got her hands full, to say the least, and the children are proving to be quite challenging, and honestly just the nannying bit is really stressful in this book. Like, hats off to any parents or nannies out there, because just her having to keep the children safe and trying to control them and and make sure they're okay just is really stressful in here. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling on behalf of the main character, and she is very much thrown in at the deep end as well. Like when she first moves into the house on her very first day, the kid's mum kind of drops the bombshell that her and her husband are going to have to leave for a week on a business trip. So the original plan was for her to have a week with the parents there to kind of settle in and get to know the kids and the house and everything, but that just goes out the window and she is just left on her own right from the get-go. So she's with these kids who don't really know her, and she's in this house with all this technology in that's really difficult to control. So even simple things like turning the light on is just difficult because you have to press this panel and there's all these buttons and it's not very intuitive. So yeah, she is struggling, bless her. And you know, creepy stuff is starting to happen already. So there are things that are starting to happen in the house. We're having strange sounds, things that are difficult to explain are starting to happen, and it's just really good. It's got quite a sort of haunted house vibe to it at the moment, but I'm not sure what direction the plot's going to go in, but I am very much enjoying it. So yeah, I am probably going to do a little bit more reading tonight in bed. I'm going to have my tea, and then tomorrow I don't actually know how much reading I'm going to get done because I actually have an interview on Monday that I'm quite nervous about, and I need to do a lot of prep work and research and stuff for that. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have to do reading, but we shall see. But anyway, I am going to pop off now and eat my tea, and I guess I will see you in the next clip. Hi everyone, so it is Monday today. I didn't film at all yesterday because I just spent the whole day doing prep work for my interview which I had today, and just generally feeling really anxious and not wanting to pick up the camera. So yeah, that's why I haven't spoken to you for a little while. But interview is now done and it was a positive outcome, so I did actually get the job. I got a promotion at work, which is really lovely, so I can now breathe. I can relax now, and I can chat with you about books. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I have actually read a little bit more, I think, since I last spoke to you. So I am on page 234 of The Turn of the Key, and I am really enjoying it. It is getting pretty tense. The suspension is really ramping up in here. Things are starting to go wrong with the children, things are starting to go wrong with the smart tech in the house. There's been lots and lots of creepy stuff happening, and you can just really feel the main character getting more and more stressed, getting more and more frustrated at the children who are really difficult to manage, and she's just finding it really difficult to stay in control. And I feel myself as a reader also getting more and more stressed on her behalf as well. You know, she's not sleeping, she's trying to figure out what on earth is going on and trying to figure out explanations for some of the weird things that she's experiencing in the house. And I think a theme that I'm quite enjoying in this book is the whole idea of whether or not there's something paranormal happening, or whether it is just the fact that the main character is getting so stressed and starting to lose it a little bit, or if there's something else entirely going on. And I just really enjoy that I don't really know what direction this book is going to go in, and what, you know, what is actually happening, and it's keeping me very much on the edge of my seat. And yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And it is a quick read. I know it's taken me quite a few days to get through, but that's just because I've had other things on my mind. But I think I am going to snuggle down and read this tonight, and I may actually end up finishing it and just binging the end bit because I am so excited to find out what's happening. So yeah, I am going to relax for the evening. My boyfriend is working tonight, which is a bit of a shame because we can't really celebrate my interview. But I might treat myself to a little takeaway or something just to treat myself, because I think I deserve a little treat. So I'll probably order some food in and then just do a whole load of reading tonight, and we shall see. Perhaps I'll finish the book. Oh my goodness, I was just sat here reading my book and it was getting really tense, and then someone knocked on my front door and it scared the living daylights out of me. Like, I jumped and knocked my bottle of water over, which has gone everywhere. But oh my goodness, it really scared me. So yeah, I guess that just goes to show how like tense I am feeling reading this book. It's getting good. But yeah, no, it was just the man delivering my food. So yeah, I've got my food now. I got Thai food actually. I got Thai green curry, which I'm very excited about. So I am just going to go and serve that out and enjoy that. And I might pour myself a little glass of wine as well, because I feel like I deserve a treat today. So I'm going to go and enjoy that and then get back into my book because it's getting good. Okay, I've had my food, but I've now retreated to my bedroom for protection because it's getting really creepy. It's getting really creepy now. Hi everyone, so it is Tuesday today and I did actually end up binging the end of The Turn of the Key last night. I read it all in one sitting and I had a great time. I really enjoyed it. So there were quite a few twists right at the end, and honestly I didn't see any of them coming. The ending of the book kind of wraps up really abruptly. Literally we only find out what happens in the last 2 pages and it was shocking. I was surprised. I didn't see anything coming, and honestly I was quite sad. The ending was quite sad, but that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to give too many spoilers. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. The only thing I would say is if you like things to all be wrapped up at the end, this probably isn't the book for you because there are quite a few things that are left unresolved. We don't know 100% what happened to all of the characters, and I just feel like that might annoy some people. I personally don't mind it because it meant that I was left still thinking about the book afterwards, and I feel like this would be the perfect book for like a book club or something, because I think you'd have a lot to talk about if you met up and wanted to kind of discuss the ending with people. But yeah, I was really surprised about this book. I really enjoyed this one a lot more than the last thriller book that I read, which was The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, which was the first thriller book that I've ever read, and I definitely enjoyed this one a lot more. I think this was more what I was hoping to get out of a thriller. I found it more page turning, I was more gripped, and I definitely enjoyed the themes of whether or not something paranormal is happening or whether it's something else. Like I really enjoy that kind of theme in here, so I feel like maybe I should keep that in mind when I'm picking out thriller books. I think the main things that I liked in this book were the atmosphere. Like I found it really creepy and honestly really scary at times. Like I was definitely on the edge of my seat, and I think that was done really well. The only criticism that I have really for this book is the character work. I would have liked a little bit more information about the characters. I feel like they were all pretty unlikable. They were quite messy. They had quite interesting backgrounds though, so I would have quite liked a little bit more about why they are the way they are. Just because I'm quite a character driven reader really, I'm quite nosy and I'm interested in people, and I just feel like that's the only thing that was really missing from this book. But all in all, I really enjoyed it, and I'll definitely be looking to pick up more of Ruth Ware's work. And yeah, I had a thoroughly good time with this one. So I am probably going to pick up something quite different next. I'm thinking I'm going to go for a cute graphic novel just because I feel like I need something happy after being so creeped out by the thriller book. So I think I'm going to go for this one. So this is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill, and this just looks like a really wholesome and wonderful graphic novel, and I think this is going to be perfect for tonight. I think I'm just going to cozy up with a cup of tea and enjoy this one, and yeah, I guess I will let you know my thoughts. Okay, so it's a little bit later on now and I have just finished the Tea Dragon Society, and this was so cute. I really enjoyed this one. I had such a nice time sitting here reading it. It's basically about this young girl who stumbles across this little tea dragon. Tea dragons are these little cute dragons that grow tea leaves out of their heads. So she finds this dragon and she takes it back to its owner, who runs a tea shop, and she finds out a little bit more about the owner, and she finds out a little bit more about this ancient art of brewing magical tea using the tea leaves that the little dragons grow. And she finds out about the Tea Dragon Society, which is this group of people who look after these tea dragons and who brew this magical tea, and it's just so sweet and wholesome. And there's also lots of lovely representation in here. We've got queer rep and disability rep, which is really nice to see, and I just really enjoyed it. My only complaint is that it just felt a little bit too short. Like, I read it really quickly, like literally by the time I finished my cup of tea I had finished this whole thing. So that's my only complaint really, but I do appreciate that it is a graphic novel, so they often are quite short and sweet, and also a lot of time and effort went into all the beautiful drawings, so I do, you know, appreciate that. But I just wanted more. I wanted more of the Tea Dragon Society because it was just so wholesome. But I do think there are some more installments in this. I think it might be like a little bit of a series. I think there might be a couple of more books that follow the Tea Dragon Society, so I'll definitely have to pick up those because I want to read some more. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I actually think my favourite bit is right at the end, where we get a lot of information about kind of the lore of the world, and we find out about each different type of tea dragon and their little personalities and everything. I really enjoyed that, and I basically now just want to own my own tea dragon because why wouldn't you want to own your own tea dragon? But anyway, I am probably going to wrap up the video now because I have gone through the footage and I feel like I've been chatting on and on for ages. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the video here. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I guess I will see you next time with another video. Bye.